Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree farmhouse carrots. We're going to do it 4 ways. The first thing we're going to use is the rest of this basket decor thingy. We used the back for a bunny the other day. We're also going to do some orange burlap. This is from the Dollar Tree in autumn. We're going to use these jump rope carrot handles as well as some regular jute. And if it's not easy to find in these rolls, we're going to use the orange jute, but we're going to use 3 rolls. And actually, you probably need 4. So it's not the most economical if you can find orange jute somewhere else. And then we're going to use a little bit of this green burlap, but then Dollar Tree has green burlap as well. I was just gifted a lot of this. And then an option is just a tiny bit of nautical rope. Just different ways to do the little grass coming out of the top of the carrots. So if you recognize this material from the Dollar Tree, Dollar General bunny that we made the other day, he's cut out of the other end. So now I'm just taking a random triangle piece. I probably would have made it wider if you have a bigger piece of fabric, but it's dependent on the carrot that you want, the look that you're going for. I was sort of kind of going for a bit of a primitive, almost, farmhouse, almost primitive look with these kind of wanky, handmade looking stuffed carrots. And this is all no-sew projects, so keep that in mind. And what I've done is I've pre-folded the edge over, and then I've run a bead of glue down there and basically just glued it shut. It doesn't have to be like right sides together, wrong sides together, because this is just a handmade looking primitive carrot. And I didn't mind that it was really wonky, because actually the wonkiness actually adds to the more homemade feel, the very farmhouse feel. They're not supposed to be perfect. If you've ever pulled a carrot from the ground, you know that they're very rarely perfect. All right, and then we're going to do like the oddest thing in the whole world is we're going to stuff them with shopping bags. Yep, that's what I said. So I don't know about you, but shopping at the Dollar Tree, even when I bring in my recyclable bags, they end up wrapping glass things and plastic. I just end up having so many plastic bags from the Dollar Tree. I do repurpose many of them for garbage can liners, but I do have some other ones just laying around. So I tried to find a white one. This one was actually from the 99-cent only store. I didn't bring my recycling shopping bags into the 99-cent only store, which was bad. But basically, I've just ripped it up into manageable pieces, but we are going to end up stuffing that whole bag inside this little tiny carrot. I know it doesn't look like it can hold it, but it will. And what I've done is I've taken like the point of my scissors, but you can use like a chopstick or a crochet needle just to shove it down to the point best I can. And then what we're going to do is this particular carrot, we're going to go ahead and make these folded over leaves. So I saw this on Pinterest, somebody made leaves or something, maybe it was on a banner, but they just folded over the burlap. They pinched the bottom once they glued it, and then it kind of created that leafy top, carrot top looking thing. And I made 2 of them, one much smaller than the other, and I just stuffed them in. I basically put a wad of glue at the end of the leaves and then shoved it in, and then basically tucked in all the fabric to just touch that glue, and then that's that carrot. Another option you could do to add to this if you wanted to is to take some jute and almost do like they do on unicorn horns and just like wrap it just to give some dimension, but I didn't think that was necessary. So as you can see, we've taken 2 strips of the orange burlap. This is from the Dollar Tree. Like I said, they sell it in autumn. This is the raw edged burlap. These painted ones seem to hold together a little bit better than the natural colored one. If you're apprehensive about it, I just want to give you that tip. But what I'm doing is I'm overlapping them on a bit of an angle. I've kind of overlapped them a little on an angle next to each other. I made sure that the tops were side by side, and I overlapped the ends just to create more of a triangular shape. And then I've done the same thing as I did before, as I just glued it and rolled it into a carrot shape. Now the bottom of this was kind of big, and I could have left it. As you see here, I tried to like show you guys how to leave it, but if you wanted to make it more pointy, what I've done is I've just taken a strip of hot glue on the side where the seam was, and I've added it to the bottom and then just pinched the bottom into a finer point. And again, I like the bumpy effect. So if you want a perfectly smooth carrot, obviously you want to take more time with this, but I actually do I kind of find that more realistic looking. And I know burlap carrots aren't realistic, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so for this one, we're going to stuff it again with another shopping bag. This one is a gray one from the Dollar Tree. that part doesn't make a difference. But this one actually took more than just one shopping bag. I made it a little bit fatter than the first carrot, but you want to also stuff it to the density that you want. I wanted my carrots to be kind of stiff. I am going to use them in DIYs, or I'm going to try to use them in upcoming DIYs. But even if you just lay them sitting in a basket or as decor, you want them to just hold up their shape. You don't want them to be floppy. Okay, so that's why we stuff them the best we can, and then glue any seams closed as you go. Sometimes when you stuff it, you'll see the glue didn't actually come all the way to the edge of the fabric, and it might pop up. So just touch that up as you need, see fit to. Okay. Yeah, I'm having lovely time talking today. So, like I said, this one actually needed more stuffing, so I just grabbed another piece of bag, and then I started like shoved glue down on the top and went ahead and I glued this one closed first, and then I went in and made its leaves. So this one I've taken again some of the green burlap and I've just cut leaf shaped, flat on the bottom, so pointy at the top and then flat on the bottom, and did the same thing where I added a little bit of glue and pinched it closed so it would have like a curved dimension to it. I took one smaller than the other as like before, and I just laid them next to each other and glued a big wad of glue straight to the top of that carrot, and then I will clean up my mess. Mind my mat. I'm sorry. I glued the moss bunny on there the other day, and now it's like it's fakakta. So, all right. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to jute up these carrots. Last year we took these carrots and we painted them, but this year we're gonna go ahead and wrap them in jute. Many people on their channels have done this. I'm just making mine a tiny bit different. So what I like to do is I like to take a little piece of the burlap, just any color. If I'm going to do natural jute, I use natural burlap. If I'm going to do orange jute, I use the orange burlap. And I just wanted to extend the point on the carrot. Again, I wanted my carrots to have really jaggedy, weird looking tips. And these carrot handles from the jump rope are kind of rounded at the end and sort of stubby. But I wanted to just extend that into a point before I wrap them. Okay? And then as far as wrapping them concerned, it's entirely up to the look you're going for. I've seen these, lots of people do these in a very haphazard, just like whip, 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 whip kind of thing, overlapping and stuff. And then there's some people who have done them precisely row by row. That's entirely up to you. I like to start at the bottom, and I like to start with gluing the tip down and then wrapping over it. And I mostly am going next to each other. I'm not being 100% perfectly lining up the rows, but just a technique that I find very useful, especially like on a plastic carrot like this, is I wrap a couple of rows above where I'm at and I slide it down and I twist it tight. So I wrap the jute above the work that I'm going to, I slide it down to meet the work that I'm at, and then I twist it tight. Sort of like when you twist like wrapping paper closed. You know how you put your finger in there and you twist it like that? That's what I do. So I do a couple of rows, slide it down, and then twist it on there so it's nice and tight and snug. And I just repeat that till they get to the end of the carrot. Now once you do get to the top of the carrot, it starts to come in on you, so I do have to glue each row at a time. What I do is I put a glue down, do a couple of rows, and then put a wad of glue on a couple of rows, because otherwise you won't be able to keep that shape. It'll either want to come off or it'll want to like slide off, like kind of thing. So you just want to add glue at the top. But otherwise you don't have to glue the whole way, which is one of the things I like about this project. So it also, the other thing I like is it goes rather quickly. Now this is 2 times speed, it's not 4 times speed or anything. So obviously this is going faster than it actually goes, but it still, as you can tell, it just goes really fast. I like to be able to hold the jute and spin the carrot around. That works out really well for me too. And then, like I said here, when you get to the top, you're just going to add a little glue. And then you want to take your time when it comes to the top, because again, you don't want to burn yourself, and you also don't want to have the rope slip up and expose any of that orange carrot. Not that the orange coming through would be objectionable either. I like these carrots in their orange color as well. I never made the ones where somebody did on Pinterest. They just took the carrot as orange as it was and they antiqued it. So they colored in all of the indents with brown. It looked really cool. But I didn't do that. I've done other DIYs with them on my channel. So when you get to the very top, there's like a green plastic part up there. And since I'm going to use a green jute, I'm not worried about covering that. And I realized I just never told you that we're going to use green jute as one of the leaf options. I'm sorry about that. So as for this one, I'm just going to take 2 fingers or 3 fingers, and I'm going to wrap a bunch of jute around. And then I'm going to actually do some 3 fingers wide and some 2 fingers wide, so I can have that 2 size dimension that I'm going for with all of these carrot tops. And then I'm just going to spin some jute around the bottom to create a knot, glue it down, and then shove it in the top of the carrot. And then there's that one. So for the last one, we're going to go ahead and we're going to almost do the same exact process with orange. Now I said this orange jute is with the ribbon section at the Dollar Tree. However, you only get 9 feet for $1. I am sure there is probably a cheaper place to get orange jute online or something. Maybe even burlapfabric.com. I did not check that out. However, this is what I had, and this is where, like it's accessible to me, so I was able to use this one. This would also be really cute wrapped in ribbon. If you had a really nice orange grosgrain ribbon or a natural color, would be really cute as well. So we're just going to repeat the same process. I put a piece of that orange burlap down on the tip to create a new tip. Now, in all full disclosure, if I didn't create that tip, I probably wouldn't need a 4th jute. I only had 3, so I'm just leaving the very, very top of this carrot exposed until I can get more. So we're not actually going to have like this one finished, quote unquote finished. All right. But again, we're just repeating the same thing, and I'm that tip of that carrot with the burlap is kind of like, it's empty, so you can create shape with it by how you tighten your jute on it. I meant to tell you that too. If you want a really raggedy looking carrot end, you can definitely achieve that by wrapping it tighter in some sections and looser in other sections. Okay? And we're going to repeat the same technique with twisty, twisty, wrappy, wrappy, push down, tighten, tighten, that whole thing. Yay, yay, yay. But the difference is we're going to have to start and end, or glue ends and glue starts the ribbon as the jute as we go along to change the different spools. All right. Now I really do love, I don't have a favorite, I'll be honest with you, I do love the way all of them came out. And like I said, I'm going to try to get the rest of the DIYs up to, up for you before Easter. But I did have plans for the orange burlap and orange jute carrots for an upcoming DIY. So stay tuned for that as well. Just this really cute wreath that I saw on Pinterest. Was inspired to make something along those lines. All right. So again, this is a very simple project. It is not very time consuming, but it is one that you want to put on a movie because it is sort of like la 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 la, humdrum, boring. It can get repetitive and boring. So you want to be able to do something else with your mind. That's what I like to do anyway. All right, and like I said, you're going to glue down the ends and then just start the next spool right along the way. I really do like the orange jute, because it does have a very textural feel, as you can tell. It does have a very carroty textural feel. Carrots, if you look at them, they tend to have like a very, if you look at them standing, they look very horizontal sort of texture in them, the way that they grow as a root. So I really like that with this orange jute. But you can see there we kind of ended it. I made sure I tightened it and pushed it down the best I could. Actually, I pulled it up a little bit to spread it out a little bit. That's what I ended up doing. And then I just ended up gluing the end. It's pretty close to the top, but not exactly 100% up there. All right. And then what we're going to do for this one is we're just going to take a piece of nautical rope, just a small section depending on, again, we want to do a high-low as we did before. So one piece is going to be, two pieces. One piece is going to be shorter than the other, like before. And we're going to put a big wad of glue in the opening of the carrot handle and shove both pieces of nautical rope down in there. And then what I'm doing is I am fraying them. I am basically untwisted the rope coil. I then untwisted the the twisted pieces. So this nautical rope is made with 3 twisted sections that are coiled around each other. So basically I uncoiled them and then I started to untwist the pieces just to get like a nice frayed top. Okay. And I really like this one too. I kind of like, I don't really have a favorite. I am going to, like I said, I'm going to use the 2 orange ones in another project, but I don't really have a favorite. So I hopefully, if you do, let me know in the comments down below. So that's it. Hopefully you enjoy these tutorials. If you do, give them a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out last year. We painted some with some chalk paint, which was pretty awesome. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. And when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And don't forget to share this video with friends and family. Anybody who might be interested in making their own little farmhouse rustic primitive looking carrots from materials that they may have laying around the house. And as always, you take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye.